Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 here at Rawslowgaming, where we're playing Bath City Football Club and trying to take them to the top of Premier League and beyond. We are in our first season here, as you see, and we are, well, we around 1/3 into the season or so, and we're just outside the playoff zone, or rather we are just on the top half of the table, which is our aim for the season. So we're doing all right, but not great, and hopefully we can move towards some better places, so to say, or better places in the league and everything. Next up is a match against Hungerford, who are one of the worst teams in the leagues. Hopefully we will be able to have a good match there as well, and I'll see you then if nothing interesting happens before that. So see you very shortly. All right then, so as said, we are, well, strong favorites here against Hungerford, as very much predicted here at 1.4 times the money. So hopefully we will be all right in that regard, so to say. We are having Harper and Riley Low here, a little bit tired, as well as Britton, with a pretty hectic playing schedule, to be honest. So we'll put in Reigns here and Hartridge instead of Riley Low. And do we have any striker that we really can play instead of Britton? To be fair, not really, but we will see here how well Watkins would do. I think we will do like that, just to rest those players a little bit and hope that this can be all right. I think it will be, as we go against a team that isn't really the best. So I think we'll be all right here. And probably Stern shouldn't play there, but all right, we pressed moving on, so I guess he will play there. Not too much to do about that, and we'll check that after the match, I guess, what sort of player really should be there. So first highlight here in the match here in the 5th minute is Hungerford with the ball just outside the penalty area, driving it into the penalty area, but Bath City picking up the loose ball and a chance for a counter-attack here maybe. Watkins driving the ball here up on the right-hand side, but chooses to pass back to Batten. So not a quick counter-attack, but still maybe a chance of brewing here. But unfortunately we lose the ball, so the ball in control of Hungerford here. Again, and heading forward there, and passing forward and then heading back, but almost losing control of the ball, but definitely losing the control of the ball here. Pearson driving through here on the left-hand side and crosses it in towards Watkins, but it's a goal for Bath City here in the 6th minute. And that weren't very strong in terms of the match engine or anything like that, because that really looked wrong in pretty much every way, to be honest. But I'm not complaining, but let's have a look here on the cross. That's clearly a lot of curving, but it's just so strange that the goalkeeper missed that. Next, free kick by Hungerford, and it's a goal for Hungerford here, unfortunately. So it's all equalized very fast there in the 9th minute for Bath City versus Hungerford. Not really too much to do about that header for Clark, for sure, but probably should have done better in the defense. Sorry for sort of gasping there, and that were pretty much actually on the top bar there by Watkins. Yeah, a little bit late, and I'm feeling a little bit tired, actually. Or rather, not that late, but I'm feeling a little bit tired, that's for sure. So, again, with the shouting, I'm really concerned about that or confused about that. So we'll try to shout here in some situations a bit more, I guess. And show some passion there, and hopefully that will work out here. We do have a highlight going on here, and a long ball up towards Watkins. Watkins versus the keeper, and it's a goal for Bath City, but it's been disallowed for offside here, unfortunately. Can't have been by that much. It looks pretty... Yeah, we're not really seeing that. Well, it was by a fair bit. All right, so free kick straight after. Trying to pick up that ball, and again a long ball towards Watkins, headed by the defense there, but not getting anywhere other than two Chilvers and a long shot there just outside. So a decent first half here so far, it looks like, for Bath City. We haven't been able to retake the lead though, but yeah, the score 1-1, but looking at the stats, we are definitely dominating here, so hopefully we can manage to get things around here in the second half. And probably should shout here a little bit more, show some passion, and or demand more. Yeah, let's do a substitution or two here. So unfortunately, I think we got to put in a man instead of Brunt here. And someone instead of Stern. So let's play Harper. And we don't really have anyone for the defense. So I guess we'll put in Richards instead of Smith. And we'll shout demand more. Only 20 minutes to go here, and we really need to get in that winning or leading goal. We got up to 20 shots here. And finally, a highlight here, a corner for Bath City in the 79th minute. Richard with the corner, it's crossing and cleared there, but Baxter with the shot, and it's just outside, just wide there by Baxter, unfortunately. And yeah, we are, I said, minutes to go here. Push forward. Or maybe the wrong thing to shout, and that's the end of the match, and not the result we wanted here at all. 1-1 for Bath City versus Hungerford. Shots 20-6, shots on target 94, and possession 56-44%. So obviously, looking at the stats and everything, we should have won that game. And yeah, I feel like the team played pretty all right though, and Clark probably has a little bit unfair low rating. I feel like we were a bit unlucky. Didn't really see that many chances for us though, so maybe the chances weren't at the top quality, which is a shame, of course. Didn't really change anything in the table. We're still 10th with a very close battle here between 9th and 13th place, 14th place even at the moment, and a little bit way up to the playoff zone. So yeah, let's praise Persson's performance there, and we'll see you at the next match, that is against Hemel Hempstead. Alright, so we're back with the next match here against Hemel Hempstead, and this time we are underdogs, mostly I feel on form really, but we can turn things around, I'm sure of it, and I prefixed the team here a little bit with bringing Edwards back in and Britton back in here, so I think this is a better team overall, so that is how we'll play it. And Hartridge here still on the bench together with Richards, Mann and Reigns. Just the usual gang, really, to be honest. And I think we're going to the match here, and we are following pretty much all the directions we get from our assistant manager in suggestions in terms of tactics and everything like that. And I see there that the morale is probably a little bit on the low side here for the team, and it looks like, unfortunately, we're starting with a highlight here for Hemel Hempstead, but I could be wrong, and maybe I am, because here comes a Britton dribbling past everyone, but But getting stuck here a little bit, but a forward play to Brunt, but saved there by the keeper. Good save by the keeper there on the 1-on-1 from Bassett and Brunt there. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get it in. Here comes the corner after from Chilvers and not reaching anyone. Pearson picking the ball up here on the right-hand side, but unfortunately losing it and not really turning into anything there in terms of chances, so to say. Next highlight here in the 13th minute, it were Hemstead that, all right, so bringing the ball up, and we got a red card there on Tom Smith, which is obviously not good, and we'll just put Chilvers more in the middle, I guess, and we'll switch our mentality there to cautious, I think, is good and uninterested. And let's say, what do we want to say? I don't know what we would really want to say. A corner here for Bassett, and it's a goal for Bassett here in the 33rd minute. Brunt there with a header that finds the net, which is pretty lovely, to be honest. A good corner and a good header reaching over his defender there. So managing to hold this for the first half, that would certainly be great for us to go into the halftime pause with the lead. Edwards here coming from the right-hand side with a cross, making out to Chilvers, and it's another goal for Bassett here in the 37th minute, and we extended the lead to 2-0 with 1 man short. So really impressive so far in this match, and a good thing that we switch Edwards in here instead of Stern, and really good header back there by Brunt, or if it were just a poor clearing, but yeah, Chilvers doing his stuff for sure. So we could, we have moved to very defensive apparently in mentality. Unfortunately, we do have a highlight here in the 42nd minute. Hemstead with the ball, but we managed to clear that as well. And a counter-attack here, a ball up to Britton, to Brunt, to Edwards. And will he play a through ball? No, he loses it, unfortunately. But gets it back here. Edwards playing it to the middle to Chilvers, and playing it wide to the left-hand side to Riley Lowe, to Pearson, and passes it back to Riley Lowe here, and managing to get past his defender and crossing it to Britton. But it's saved on the line by the goalkeeper and cleared on the line by the defender, almost extending the lead there to 3-0 for Bass City. And it looks like we will go into the second half with the lead 2-0 here, and that's definitely the case. And looking at the stats and everything, we are leading very fairly, but it feels like we shouldn't with 1 man short. But yeah, we're playing pretty darn fantastic, to be honest, and all players are having good ratings and everything like that. But yeah, performing like this, I don't expect them to have anything else really here. First highlight here in the second half is by Hemstead, and just over there on the header, luckily enough for us. And here is a free kick from Hemstead, and again, just over the top bar. And yeah, we are having Batten, a couple of players here that is very tired. Batten, Pearson and Chilvers. So we're probably going to switch them all out here directly, just to get as fresh feet in as possible. So I think we'll have, Richards here instead of Chilvers. The question is, who do we put in of Pearson? I guess we are switching around here and then putting in Reigns here instead of Pearson, and switching Edwards over to the left-hand side. Yeah, I think that looks good, and I think we should be able to hold it out for this match. Even after all, we're only having 15 minutes left or so. So I think things are looking really good. We do have a highlight here. Hemel saved on the line 2 times and cleared by our defenders there. So very good stuff there by the team, being able to defend that well. Hopefully we can hold it together so nothing more happens. Yeah, they haven't really found the target, Hemel, to be fair though. As seen, they have on 19 shots, 21 shots, but just 4 on targets, and that's the end of the match. So Bath City are winning 2-0 versus Hemel after full time with 1 player short for 77 minutes of the match, which is pretty darn impressive. Shots 14 to 21, shots on target 7-4, and position 55 to 45%. So obviously the number of shots on target is the big difference here, and overall very impressed with the team here, and very happy by the performance there. And yeah, a pretty darn great match. Still in 10th place in the league, now a little bit closer to the playoff zone though. We have a couple of teams with 1 match less played, but things are looking good for sure. We had almost 800 attending that game, and Smith suspended for 2 matches there, and we'll praise Shilvers. And yeah, gaming gets fast firing, that's pretty nice. And next match in 7 days against Slow, but it will be just a second for you. See you then. And we get a nice little notification here that we are selected for FA Cup television coverage in our match against Bolton, which will net us 40k, which is a substantial sum for us to get into our war money, our bank balance, or bank account, which will hopefully someday get us towards building up our junior academy, our youth academy, and everything like that, which is very nice. And let's see here. Well, we don't really need to do that, and we are slate favorites according to bookmakers for the next match against here Slow Town. But we will have a look at and as I said, we are following the pre-match tactical advice mostly from our assistant coach, but not the mentality. We don't want to play in a defensive mentality for sure. This is what we want to see, the financial update and the multi-head coach performance review. So we actually did a profit of 26k last month, which is really good. And our overall balance, as you see here, is 62k. So obviously anything like this is very good for us. And we are at C plus here. And overall we are at B minus or B in terms of everything that we really can do anything about, so to say. And they are a little bit sad about some things, like for example the draw against Hangford, and that is something that we are too. But yeah, really not too much to say about that. So see you at the match day. Alright, so here we are at the team selection, and I really only have brought out Smith and replaced him with Richards, and then bring on Simpson on the bench. Not really anything else there against teammate are. So they are happy about the treatment of ball here, a couple of them, or rather quite a lot of them. I don't think we are really having anyone that is getting ball here. So that's good, at least that we don't get any trouble for that, which is nice. And we'll go straight to the match here, which I said we are slight favorites here, I believe. And, or they were, no matter what, it was an even match to be had here. So we'll see how that is going to be or not to be. Hopefully we can get away and do something good here and take advantage of the home field, which is something we have been struggling on for this whole season pretty much. And yeah, best case scenario, we can change that here and now. So we'll shout some passion here, maybe. But we first look on this highlight here for Bassity Pearson on the left-hand side. Crosses it into Brunt, and it's just wider, but very, very nearly a good goal there. And still can't shout, so gotta wait. But again, a highlight here in the 41st minute, Riley Lowe with the ball, playing it along towards Brunt, but unfortunately not reaching the correct address. So a chance for a counter-attack here for Slowtown, but a poor pass there, and Britain's snapping that up very high up in the field. Brunt passing to Britain on a through ball, and it's a goal for Bad City here in the 41st minute. And what the hell happened there with their keeper? How did he not save that? It looked to be a shot straight in the middle of the goal. And yeah, Britain is pretty darn fast and really finding his way there. Oh yeah, and the keeper basically ran out and tried to box it or something. Very poor mistake there from the keeper, to be honest. But we're happy to take it. So we're leading 1-0 after one half here for Bad City versus Slowtown, and very well deserved. So looking on the stats and everything like that. So we'll hand over to assistant ×2. No one to say anything to, and that's too late since we handed that over the second half as well, so to say. First highlight here in the second half in the 49th minute is for Bad City as well. Pearson crossing to Britain there, and the ball is still loose. Oh, what the hell? How didn't Edwards manage to get that into goal? That were definitely also a very strange animation and thing to happen in the match engine. Next highlight here, again, Bad City crossing the ball here to Brunt, to Chilvers, and back to the defense to Baxter here, and to Batten, and a long ball up to the right-hand side. Unfortunately misses, so back again here to Batten, and again a long ball up towards Britain, but headed away, but Edwards snaps that up, and a shot, and it's just wider for our Edwards, but a good attempt nonetheless. Next up, a highlight here for Slowtown in the 58-59th minute. A cross in the danger zone, but we managed to deflect that and up to Brunt here for a chance for a counter-attack to Edwards. And Britain is free. Can you manage to get it in there? No, but he shoots, and it's a goal for Bassett here in the 58-59th minute. And Edwards' second try there at the long shot and managing to get that in. And again, I would say it looked like a bit like the keeper probably should have saved that. And to be honest, Edwards should have tried to pass a little bit early in the sequence, I feel, but he did score, so it doesn't really matter at all, of course. So let's see here to make a change or two. At this stage, everyone is playing well, so we are really only looking at players that are most tired. And the players that are most tired will get to be rested. So Pearson here again being on the tired side. So in with Reigns, and who is most tired after that, Baxter. But we don't really have anyone else in defense to sub in. So it's going to be Brunt here, and we'll let Man play here for the remainder of this second half. But yeah, things are looking really good in this match, and last match as well. It were only against a really poor team that we played poorly, which is a little bit strange, but that's the way it is sometimes. We have a highlight going on here at this moment. It's Bassity driving the ball forward here in the 83rd minute. Reigns having a long dribble, passes up to Man in the middle and dribbles through and shoots just wider. And yeah, I don't really think he dribbled through, but the defender basically run just past him up, it looked like. Shearer is here with a free kick in extra time and not getting to it, and Britain picking up the loose ball and plays it wide to Hartridge on the left-hand side, getting tackled there, but regaining the ball still and losing the ball at the second time. But the Baxter snapping it up in the defense and struggling, but getting it forward to Edwards, and he's losing the ball. So can Slowtown come here finally on a counter-attack? No, it doesn't really look like it. Challenged hard by Bath, and again, match engine that looks pretty horrid, or just the mistake, so to say. Reigns coming straight through 1-on-1 versus the keeper, and it's saved just out for a corner, which is coming here. And cleared pretty easily, so maybe a last chance here for Slowtown, but I don't really think that much more is going to happen. And a free kick, and I guess we will maybe be stuck here until the final whistle, which is something that we're finally isn't anymore. Could be the change of the highlight setting that I did before we started this Let's Play series, though. Not too sure if it's that or if it's just a design change in Football Manager. And another free kick here, this time for Bath City, and a yellow card. And I guess this will be the last thing that will happen in the match, pretty much here. This free kick for Bath City. Chilus with it, and it's a header, and it's another goal for Bath City here in the 93rd minute. Britain there with a good goal, and his 15th goal of this season. So definitely a very good asset for us so far. And yeah, good header there and a good goal. I'm very happy with that, and happy with the result here, which is 3-0 for Bassage versus Slowtown after full time. Shots 15-8, shots on target 8-5, possession 55-45%. So very well played and well deserved result here, and I'm very happy by the performance of the lads overall, especially Britain, of course. He's been pretty darn great a lot of matches. So with that match played, we are now up to 8th place, 3 points off from the playoff zone. So we are climbing up and making our way towards that top spot, which is very nice, or at least the playoff zone. The top spot might be a hard thing to reach, but you never know. And 854 attending that game, so that's pretty nice. And I think it was a while since we praised Britain, so let's do that. And that will be everything for this episode. So thank you for watching so much, and I hope to see you here soon again. With that said, bye-bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.